And we're back with WSJ Lunch Break. I'm Wendy Bounds. Are you getting 8 hours of sleep but still feeling pretty tired during the day? That's probably all of us, right? Well, you could be the victim of a mysterious sleep agent being released in your body. Melinda Beck, she's our health columnist. She's here to tell us all about that. We're also joined by David Rye. He's an Emory University professor of neurology, and he's been studying this. Thanks to you both for being here. Melinda, let me start with you. It sort of seems like, most people are saying, I don't get enough sleep, but there is a contingent of the population that's getting plenty of sleep. They still feel chronically bad, and scientists are to discover there may be something being released inside them.
Wendy, this is a fairly mysterious condition, and a lot of people who have it probably don't get diagnosed with it because there's so many other factors that can make people feel sleepy during the day.
Right.
And before people start thinking that this may be them, it's really worth seeing your primary care physician and ruling out a lot of those things, which can range from depression to diabetes to even low thyroid.
And David, let me ask you about this. There is this substance, this fluid that sort of acts like a natural sleeping pill. You all have been studying this. Tell us a little bit about what it is and how it works, how it affects people's bodies.
So we've been studying this for about 5 years now, and we were really drawn to it by the fact that there were a group of people who, despite all this sleep, were still sleepy, and despite sort of use of traditional stimulants like caffeine, amphetamine, things that were prescribed, were still not functioning in an alert, vigilant manner. So we started looking for other explanations for that sleepiness, and discovered essentially that there's essentially a natural occurring substance that we could isolate from the spinal fluid of these folks that acted very much like a natural Valium or a natural sleeping pill.
And so people cannot control, as far as we know, the production of that, but you've been treating it with some medication that seems to suppress that. Is that right? And what is that?
Yeah, so it turns out that the medical field has developed a medicine essentially for the exogenous compounds, like if a child overdoses on mom's Valium and swallows the whole bottle. Or someone's having difficulties waking up after, say, a colonoscopy. There's an antidote called flumazenil that essentially counteracts overdoses or overreactions to those medicines. And because this natural occurring substance in sleepy people essentially acts very much like Valium and those sedatives, this antidote works equally well for them as well.
Interesting. Now, Melinda, in your reporting, you discovered that there may not be enough of this drug.
Well, yes, and partly that's because of the quantities that people who have this sleep disorder need to have. They need to have high levels really around the clock, or particularly this one patient that the researchers at Emory have been following. Mm-hmm. And as they told me, right now there's only the amount that's produced for all of North America. Right. For overdoses would only last 4 of these patients for 1 year.
Wow, so that is a definite scarcity. And let me ask you this, David, are you all experimenting with any other drugs that might be able to take the place of this one, since it doesn't seem like there's enough to go around for the people who would need it?
Right. So it's certainly trying to get clinical trials done because there's a number of patients. We identified many, and certainly looking for some other possibilities that are out there that may be unintended uses of other medications, for example. But and I think we'll be publishing some soon, but it's a little too early to let that loose right now.
Melinda, I think this is so interesting because, most of the population probably feels like and is not getting enough sleep. But for these, I guess it's about 5%, you say, of people who are getting enough shut-eye but still are craving sleep during the day. A lot of people have felt that people look at them as lazy or that they're crazy, especially like in college and so forth. So this could be a turning point, it seems like, in just how we perceive that sector.
This could well be a turning point. There's a lot of questions that the researchers at Emory still are trying to answer. And I think the message for people who think they may be like this is to go get some help, because right. A lot of people never do, or just think that maybe they are lazy, or maybe they are, this is the way they should be. And, right. And there are, as I said, there could be a lot of other reasons, and even if you're one of this category, yeah. There may be hope ahead that there hasn't been for quite a while.
Right. I guess the first thing to do is to get 8 hours of sleep and then take it from
yes.
there. All right. Thanks so much, Melinda Beck and David Rye. Appreciate you both being with us.